Welcome to Trim and Healthy Mama Monday. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few of my favorite bloggers, and over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you even more bloggers and a few of my favorite recipes from their blogs. And they are Trim Healthy Mama bloggers, so stay tuned. Welcome everyone to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. I am Claire and this is Cookie Crumb Fun. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and I would love it if you would subscribe so that you can come back for more and see the videos on Trim Healthy Mama every Monday and the different recipe reviews that I share throughout the week, and Trim Healthy Mama products that I purchase at the store on Amazon, and I just give a little review whether or not I like them or not, because everybody's taste buds are different, aren't they? A sweetener that's good to you might not be that tasteful, that tastes that great for me. So it's really, you got to find the one that works for you. But I share the things that I enjoy and that my family enjoys. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you bloggers. There are so many Trim Healthy Mama bloggers. And I'm going to share with you about 5 or 6 of them today and a few favorite recipes from each of their sites that my family enjoys. So I'm going to jump right into it. Let's see. The very first one is one of the more well-known Trim Healthy Mama bloggers, and that's Sarah Criddle, Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen. She's been around, I would say, she was around before I started Trim Healthy Mama, so she might have been around since the beginning. One of my favorite recipes from Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen is the zucchini au gratin, and I will have links below to all the bloggers and the recipes that I mention, so that you can go try them if you'd like. So for Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen, I love the zucchini au gratin. We first tried it for our first Thanksgiving and Trim Healthy Mama Thanksgiving, and it was so delicious. So that was a hit. And then she has a lot of recipes. She's got drinks, she's got sweets, she's got dips, she's got dessert, she's got main dishes. She has a large family also. I believe she has 6 or 7 children, and they homeschool, so they have a bunch of recipes. You got to go check out her channel. And she's also on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and probably, just like everybody else. They're all those social media platforms, okay? So the next one is Brianna Thomas, okay? Brianna Thomas also has a cookbook, and there's like 400 recipes. I still am trying to, I should have bought her cookbook back by, she had a Mother's Day sale. Should have bought it, but I didn't. So I felt selfish buying myself a gift at Mother's Day, so I didn't, and then now I wish I did. But I'm going to, in the next few weeks, I am going to. My anniversary's in about a month, so maybe that will be my anniversary present to myself. So she has a bazillion recipes for what? Do you know? Ice cream. Oh, she has so many delicious recipes for ice cream. But she's got them for all different other types of meals also. But last week I mentioned in my favorites her recipe for the peanut butter and jelly breakfast crumble. And I'll also have a link below to that. It is so good, and it is very low cost, I believe. And just make it and eat it, and you'll be thankful that you had it. So, and the other one is Sherry Graham. She's been around for a long time for Trim Healthy Mama, and she has this recipe for spice cakes. It's a fuel pull. When I first tried it, I was floored at how delicious it was. And now I looked these up, and I was like, it's been a while since I made this recipe. And there's no special ingredients. It's all the basic flours that, in the beginning of Trim Healthy Mama were special ingredients, but right now they're not special ingredients, because everywhere you can find almond flour, coconut flour, flax meal, everything. So spice cakes, and it's a fuel pull. You can have it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for dinner on those hot days where you don't feel like making heating up the kitchen with dinner if it's just you, or take it with you on a road trip, have it for a snack. It's really good, and it's single serve, okay? And it makes a good deal. If you split it into 2 cups like it says in the recipe, and you can stack it, it's a really good recipe. And then A Home with a Purpose, she has, which I've mentioned this recipe before, peanut butter fudge cake. I made this also at the same time that I made that zucchini au gratin from Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen, and my children loved it. Now it's a good recipe when your children enjoy it, right? So this makes a 9x13 cake pan. So if you are the only Trim Healthy Mama and you think you're going to be the only one to eat it, you can make this cake. And then you can slice it up and freeze it in single-sized portions so that you have it in your freezer for whenever you want it. And thaw it the night before, thaw it in the morning for dessert, whatever. Have it for breakfast. And it says in the recipe that the frosting is like a fudge, a peanut butter fudge you could just eat on your own. And it is. It's so good. Oh, wow. Anyway, okay, so that's a home with a purpose. And then I have, oh, this is my last one. I want to mention them all, but I want to split it up so that I don't go crazy and just babble on about each blogger. But because you guys know that I get off track a lot, don't I? Okay, Gwen's Nest. She also has a recipe book that is out, okay? And her recipe that we love and I make a lot is beef stroganoff, and I make that with ground beef. Now, the thing that I don't follow in her recipe is the, what's it called, the mushroom cube? I didn't understand what it was the first few times I'm making it, so then I clicked on it to see what it was, and it's like homemade bouillon, but with mushrooms in a way, like a mushroom bouillon cube thing. And so what I just do is I just omit that. I add a beef bouillon cube, and then I add a can of mushrooms, or you can slice up your mushrooms however you feel about mushrooms. That's what I do. Because what's beef stroganoff without mushrooms, right? So anyway, that's just a little tip of what I do, and it turns out fine, and my children eat it, and it's an e-meal. So if you need an e-meal, this is a great dinner, or make it and split it up for some lunches. It's really good. It is good. And of course, it is low cost because you're using the brown rice, which you can last, or whatever rice you want to use, and you use that, and use ground beef, or you can use it, you got to like rinse it or use one of the lower fat ones. But if you're using the 80-20 or the 73-27, whatever it is, just rinse it really, 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 really good. You know, rinse it and then rinse it again. All right, to get all the grease and everything off of it. Because you might be going into crossover territory if you have too much fat in your ground beef, but you could use ground turkey also. So just make your best choices. You know, do what's best for your family. If it ends up as a crossover, it's a crossover. And, you know, crossovers are not off plan. Did you know that? Don't kick yourself when you have a crossover. Like if I want something, like if I wanted like some chocolate and peanut butter, sometimes you might go a little overboard on the peanut butter and it turns it into a crossover. Well, you know what? It's still on plan. You're just not going to lose weight. You know, it might cause, like a whole bunch of them will cause a stall, but it's not, like, don't give yourself grace like I talked about last couple weeks ago. It's on plan. So let's just end it there. Okay, so I mentioned Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen, Brianna Thomas, Sherry Graham, A Home with a Purpose, and Gwen's Nest. Those are 5 bloggers that I'm going to share with you today. Now, there are others. There are many others. If you know of some, go ahead and mention them. Put the links for them in the comments below, because they might be one of the ones that I just found out about, and I need to look them up and check out some of their recipes, because I just did a Google search for THM bloggers, and then a lot of these bloggers have a blog post naming their favorite bloggers. And there was this one, and she had like 20 of them on there. I'm like, I hadn't heard of half of them. So I'm like, this is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to have links below to each of those bloggers' sites and the recipes that I mentioned. I'll actually, the blog will, the link will probably be just the recipe, and then you can just research, you know, look around their blog. But that's all that I have for you for today. And as far as my my journey with Trim Healthy Mama, if you could just pray for me, because I have cheated way too much the last couple of weeks. And I talked about grace, but I think I've given myself a little bit too much grace. So Claire needs to, I don't know. I need to reboot again. And I talked to my husband about it, and he does too. We had a nice talk about it the other night. So what I'm going to do is go back to my menu plan that I had, because there was one week where I had a menu plan and it went great. Like a personal menu plan just for me for breakfast and lunch, and then the main dinners. Because I just menu planned for dinner. And then I just, you know, eat whatever I feel like eating on plan, you know, for breakfast and lunch. But I haven't been doing that great. I haven't prepared ahead. See, all the tips that I'm sharing with you, I failed the last week or two. So I could use some prayers, and I'm praying for you guys to be successful and to lose your weight and to get healthy. You know, if we don't lose weight, it's okay. If we're getting healthy, that's really important. You know, the Lord wants our bodies to be healthy for Him. So that's all I have for you today. I'm so glad that you joined me today. And next week, I'm going to share some more bloggers and some of their favorite recipes that they have that I enjoy and my family likes. And that's it. So if you come back next week, that's what you'll get. And this week, I have plans for homeschool videos, big family life videos, and a few other things. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Be a blessing.